Alright, so it's not often I try to make a video in a public place. Mostly because I don't want people to get offended by the things that I say. Um, this video is on very specific situations that has happened in Boulder, Colorado. Um, Things that happen to me that people want to turn a blind eye to, but when they happen to others, these people don't turn a blind eye. Um, the case of Zayd Atkinson. This is a black man in Boulder, Colorado, who was racially profiled, but he wasn't actually profiled racially. He was profiled because he dresses and looks like a homeless person. Dreads in the back, military boots, just the way that he dressed looked homeless. Um, there's another man, Samuel Leon Lawrence IV, who was also targeted. Again, not for the color of his skin, but because he was filming homeless people. See, the same treatment that Zayd Atkinson was given, these homeless people were treated the same way, except worse. But it's acceptable to do this to homeless people. It's not considered a hate crime. Did you know that to do something like that to a sexual molester, child molester, or rapist is considered a hate crime? That disgusts me. Now, I'm not going to pretend that this racial profiling and bias does not exist, because black people in Boulder, Colorado are profiled and arrested at a 5-to-1 ratio over their white counterparts. However, the homeless are profiled at 346-to-1 over their housed counterparts, because homeless people are easy to victimize. You call them mentally ill, you can do whatever you want. There are 6 other cases that I'm aware of involving Officer Waylon Little-Atai. He was involved in my case. He was also involved in the case of Samuel Leon Lawrence IV, who was assaulted, by the way. Sammy, like me, has brain issues. Those brain issues are brought on by abuse, by trauma. Now, Sammy didn't get the same attention that Zayd did, but then again, Zayd lived in the house. The man who was filming what was happening to Zayd was not assaulted by the police. Whereas when Sammy filmed those very same police officers doing that to the homeless, he was assaulted. And I'm not going to pretend that it's not a racial issue. Like, racism doesn't have anything to do with it, because when I was homeless in Boulder, I got to see how black homeless people were treated compared to their white counterparts. There were people like Brian Townsend and Daryl and Mark Swanigan who were profiled almost daily. Mark Swanigan, he's a very outgoing, upbeat, chipper kind of a person. People took offense to him talking to white girls, or to the fact that it was actually white girls coming up and talking to him. This guy's almost 50 years old, and college-age white girls are coming up and flirting with him. And officers on more than one occasion took so much offense to this that they actually got physical with the man. But because he was homeless, Black Lives Matter didn't care. It was Zayd Atkinson. He lived in a house, so Black Lives Matter took an active interest. I've marched with Black Lives Matter, but it's not because they're black. It's because their rights were violated. Their rights as human beings were violated and continue to be. Yet, even though I'm sticking up for their rights, they're not sticking up for mine. When it happens to me, it's fine. When it happens to Samuel Leon Lawrence IV, who also happens to be black, it's fine. These police are somehow magically justifiable in their actions. Those actions are never okay. It's not okay to do those things to men. It's not okay to do those things to women. It's not okay to do those things to adults. It's not okay to do those things to children. But when it happens to the homeless, you make excuses why they wanted it, needed it, chose it, or deserved it. Like they chose homelessness. 80% of the women who end up homeless are homeless because of domestic abuse. Most of the children in the system are in the system because of the domestic abuse. Many of these women who end up homeless have children. They're abused. They turn in the abuser, or they turn in the person who abused their child, who is, in over 80% of the cases, one or the other parent, the mom or the dad. And statistically, it's probably the dad or the stepdad. But then when they turn them in, there's only one income. Instead of having two incomes to try to keep what it is that you were expecting to have two incomes to keep, now you're down to one income. You've lost that income. Now you're homeless. Now that you're homeless with children, you're a bad parent. They take your children go into the system. They're fed drugs at 13 times the rate of children who are not in the system. Also, in amounts that are considered too dangerous to give to adults. This is the system I grew up in. My parents were both physically abusive, but I didn't grow up with my parents. I grew up in the system. I had little stints here and there where I lived with my parents, but they couldn't stay off the drugs. When my dad got out of prison, before he went to prison, it was cocaine. When he got out of prison, he replaced it with alcohol. And for many years, he drank alcohol. It wasn't until he was afraid of dying over a heart issue that he stopped drinking. But he never stopped having those abusive tendencies. For most of the women that I knew that were homeless, for most of the people that I knew that were homeless, they had jobs when they became homeless. They thought that they were going to get up and out. They thought that they were going to work hard, and they weren't going to end up like these other homeless people who are just making excuses. They wanted it, needed it, chose it, and deserved it, and I'm not going to be like that. But then you get one camping ticket for having a blanket you don't freeze to death, and you realize now you are. So, but they screwed up because he wasn't homeless. I'm going to stand up for these people's rights because those rights I recognize are my rights too. The man in Germany during World War II, he said they came for the Jews and I didn't do anything because I wasn't a Jew. And they came for the socialists and I didn't do anything because I wasn't a socialist. And then there was nobody there for me when they came for me. And that's very much the situation. We need to come together. We need to fight for our rights. But if you're going to make excuses why you deserve those rights, but another person doesn't, you don't deserve those rights. You turned a blind eye to their rights. You allowed it to become a legal precedent. You allowed them to railroad that person in court. And that made it so that that legal precedence was set. Somebody can be railroaded in court by that legal precedence because you turned a blind eye to it wasn't happening to you. And now when they come after you, that legal precedence is used against you, prevent you from speaking, prevent you from having rights. It's assumed guilt on poverty. People who are poor choose to be poor. That's the thing about people with families. They don't recognize how much assistance, how much help they get from having those families. It's difficult for me. A lot of people, when they live with their families and they get all that assistance, they're able to live under their parents' roof and earn that vehicle. For me, I had a job while I lived with my mother. My food or my money went to feeding my little brother and sister. I didn't get to buy a vehicle. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person. That just means I didn't get to spend my money on a vehicle. Now, when you turn 18 and you're off on your own, if you have a vehicle already, that's one less thing that you have to earn. That's more money that you can spend towards getting an apartment, or getting clean clothes, or washing your clothes. That's important to know. Now, I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming. here. And several of the officers here let me know that they were officers in Colorado before they came here. There's a reason that they quit in Colorado. It's because they didn't like how the homeless people were treated. They didn't like how the system works down there. So they came up here where they're allowed to be nicer to people, where they're allowed to treat other people like human beings. They still hunt homeless people here because people, just like anywhere else, they're afraid of the homeless. But also, we like to push a lot of stuff that's just crap, like this black on black crime thing. That makes people paranoid of black people, like every black person is out there committing crimes against black people, and therefore it's okay to be racist against black people. Same thing with the homeless. You push all this propaganda saying all homeless people are alcoholics, all homeless people are druggies, all homeless are thieves, all homeless are doing these things. So it must be all right for you to do this to all homeless people. It's not. Homeless people are human beings. Making excuses why it's wrong to do it to black people, but it's okay to do it to homeless people. Maybe you should stop and take the time to take a look at the situation and review your situation by comparison. Do you have a better start than these people did? Do you have a better family than these people did? If you're one of those people who has a great, wonderful middle class family and you have all the help that you could need, and you've got a great job so you don't need that help because you had a good start, recognize that it was that start that helped you to not be victimized, that helped you to not end up homeless. Also, recognize that if you're a homeless person and you have a backpack, that's going to get you victimized. But you can take that backpack off. Whereas a homeless black man cannot take off his skin.